Hi, good day, and welcome to another segment of Coffee and Connections with the Chief. I'm Chief Dean Rondeau with the Wolfeboro Police Department, and to my left is Captain Mark Libby, my Executive Officer. And you're dialing in to the Inner Sanctum. So welcome to the Wolfeboro Police Department. It's amazing that we're in the month of June. It seems just like yesterday we had 6 feet of snow on the ground, snow and ice everywhere, and blizzards were coming in left and right. And now it's beautiful and in the 90s, and it's proving to be a fantastic summer. And of course, we're dealing with this beautiful weather and this very bucolic backdrop that we call home in the midst of dealing with COVID-19. And we're doing so with what I like to call, what I've penned in some of my writings that you've seen our Facebook page, is some cautious optimism. So as we get about the very serious work of opening up the town, we're very cautious and conscious about not having a repeat or a resurgence of the viral threat. The virus is still out there. It's still very dangerous. It is a threat. Admittedly, there is an awful lot we don't know about the virus, and it seems that when the virologists and the healthcare professionals and the medical research community delve into this and uncover and discover new things about the virus, it begs 100 new questions that nobody seems to have the answer for. The best thing we can do is to continue to use the universal precautions, be safe, practice social distancing, and we'll get through this. We'll get through it as a team, and we'll get through it as a society, because that's what we do. Remember that if you are a little younger and you're watching this video, that whereas you may not be in a high-risk group, others may not be as fortunate as you. They may be a bit older, or they may be suffering from immune deficiencies or other health maladies that make them very susceptible to not simply getting very ill from the virus, but death resulting as a case. This virus puts an incredible strain on the human body. And if somebody's already immune compromised or already fighting off a disease like cancer, like diabetes, like any number of the maladies that seem to affect a poor outcome with this virus, you could be signing their death warrant if you're a carrier of the virus, if you're a carrier of the disease. A lot of young people are asymptomatic, or showing to be asymptomatic, meaning that they have the virus. They may not necessarily be feeling 100%, but they're feeling pretty good, and they're going around. The problem is that they're sloughing off, if you will, the viral threat, the virus, and they're spreading it, and that's what we have to be very careful about. So be patient, right? And this is going to require a lot of patience. We'll get through it. Practice all those good protocols that the CDC and others are putting out that will help blunt the spread of the virus. The only model that we really have to fall back on is the historical model of the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918, 1919. I know that the Spanish flu and COVID-19 are not the same virus. I know that. But they're similar in how they infect, and they're similar in how they present to the society and the effects they have on society. So that's really the only model we have. And so I would recommend that we turn back the pages of history, see how our ancestors dealt with that, and adopt some of those same policies, which is basically what the CDC and the World Health Organization and others have done. So again, we look to the future with cautious optimism. We don't want to create a mini pandemic here in the Lakes region, so it's important for us to take all the necessary steps to blunt the spread of the virus. Now, remember, not everybody is going to wear a mask. Not everybody is going to socially distance, though they should. That's individual choice. Okay, some businesses will ask you to put a mask on. Other businesses may not want you to put a mask on or not require you to put a mask on. That again, that's their business choice, right? Businesses can do that. Obviously, we would want to follow the guidelines and the recommendations and requests of our governor's office. We think those are the best things to do right now. But some people simply are going to choose otherwise, and that's their personal choice. Just remember this: in the end, right? Personal choice. We're free to choose. Right? We're free to choose. That's something that we have. That's a right that we have. But seldom are we free from the consequences of those choices. And that's something that we have to keep in mind. Okay? So whereas somebody may choose not to wear a mask or choose not to socially distance, okay, that unfortunately is something that we as a society, those personal decisions are going to have to deal with, and we'll figure out a way to deal with it. But in the meantime, we just do the best that we can and try and blunt the spread of the virus. And I hope that makes sense. I hope everybody chooses to do the right things and practice good social distancing and universal precaution, because those really do work. And I think we've shown that here in Wolfeboro, where we've really blunted the spread of the virus and flattened the curve. Well, having said that, now I'm going to turn it over to Captain Mark Libby for an operational update. Captain, over to you.
Thanks, Chief. Yeah, so as we get to, well, we're in June. And as we all noticed on the long weekend that we had in the end of May, we had a lot of traffic, vehicle traffic coming into town. Everyone's coming up to their houses and everyone's coming up to this area to get away possibly from the cities and other states that are hotspots. So they have their houses up here, so they are well to be in their house, in their home, in our town. So with all that brings a lot of people to this area. So it's going to get busy. And then with the school systems, I know Kingswood is, well, the SAU 49 is ending June 5th. So that's earlier than the normal. That's June 19th. So I haven't really followed the other states and what they're doing, or the other counties or other school systems in our state. But I'm assuming a lot of them are ending early this year due to the virtual learning, the different, just different school, how they're preparing themselves for next year to get a start on it. So a lot of things are ending earlier, which means you're going to see a lot more people out or in this area earlier than normal. So just be prepared for that. We're going to have a lot of vehicle traffic. Our officers are going to be out on the roadway. I know the speed is up. We've had plenty of complaints with it. We have our radar systems out there, all three of them. So you will see them on the roadways. One of them is being used for some messaging right now, but eventually we will have it out in certain areas. So if you have a concern in your streets or on some main roads, let us know. Give us a call up at the PD. You can leave a message with myself, the chief, or Sergeant Strzok, and we'll get that radar trailer out to your area or the area of concern. So to start with that, retirements on June 1st that just passed. Sergeant Randy Archibald just retired after 26 years with the Wolfeboro Police Department. So congratulations to him. And Officer Pete Llewellyn retired also on June 1st after 9 years with the Wolfeboro Police Department. So we all wish them well on their retirement, and congratulations to both of them. So with that, we have some hiring. So it's been busy in our department, so internally, We did hire a traffic controller. His name is Paul Landry. Some of you guys may know him. He's a teacher, a health teacher up at the Kingswood High School, and he's also the varsity football coach. So he's going to be with us doing traffic. He's going to be down at the downtown areas, getting worried about pedestrian traffic, vehicle traffic, parking issues, boat issues. So you won't miss him down there. He's got a bright yellow shirt. I got him. So it says traffic controller in the back.
Big lime green shirt.
Yeah,
Like
so,
a big lemon.
Yeah, if you check out our Facebook page, you'll see it. He's plastered all over it. So that's a good addition for us, and it will help us in the downtown area with any parking issues that we do have. We also gave a conditional offer to Josh Keesley. So he'll be starting with us in August, the last week of August around there, because the 183 Police Academy starts on August 31st. So he'll be joining that. So now Peasley comes from us. So he's currently working with the Stratford County Correction Facility. So it's nice that he has some kind of background in law enforcement. So we're pretty excited about that. And he's really excited to come up to here. So you'll hear more on that, more to follow on that.
And we have young Officer Shank.
So Officer Joseph Shank, who's in his second month of the 182nd Police Academy. Now, the Police Academy has done a different, kind of followed suit with the school system. So they're doing a little virtual, which is, I mean, I tell you what, it's a lot different platform, I tell you, than a normal academy. They still get yelled at. They still get checked. It's all through that computer, which I don't know is worse. What could be worse than getting yelled at through a computer with everybody else looking at you in the classroom? So he's in the second month. He's doing well. His tester, he pretty much has 3 to 4 tests a night. Probably usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
He's doing well.
So he's doing really well.
Yeah.
So they're hopefully to get back in there near the end of June. That's the plan, but that could change and they could stay virtual. We don't know, but more to follow on that also. So with operations, as I mentioned before, we've had plenty of complaints with speeds during this COVID-19. We totally understand it. We know the areas of concerns. We are going to get our officers out there. They have been out there. We've been still busy with calls. So they're going to be out there patrolling those areas of concern. Please keep calling us. Let us know. Same thing with the trailer. We'll get our directed patrols, our officers in those areas. The trailers do help us in the radars machines. And let me give you a little background on that. So there's a lot of reports that come out from that. So it gives us, depending on which directions it's going, north or south, it gives us the vehicles and how many vehicles are going on that roadway past the radar machine. And it breaks it down by hour. So we can see how many cars are going through the hour. It breaks it down by speed. So it gives all the speeds within that hour. So we can really focus on a certain hour of concern when we see a lot of cars going through, a lot of high speeds going in that area. We'll see a directed patrol area when we put our officers out in that general area. So that it's amazing all the technology and the reports that do come back from those machines. So yeah, give Sergeant Strzok a call, myself or Chief Rondo, an email, a phone call if you want that radar machine in your area. You have something to say about that?
Yeah, so I just want to jump in here and say a couple of things about that. First of all, the radar warning signs and radar warning trailer have an incredible data pack that comes with them as part and parcel of that system. And the captain's absolutely right. When it's all about directing very, very precious police resources to very specific points in time to deal with specific issues or threats that are occurring, whether it's speed or something else. So these systems allow us to do that very, very effectively and with a lot of efficiency. So police resources are constrained, right? I mean, there's only so many police officers that we have. So this allows us to focus, to study an area, right? Get the data, and then to analyze that data and be able to apply the necessary law enforcement resources or assets to deal with that specific problem at that specific time. So to that end, these systems really do help us flex that very important resource to a very specific time and solve the problem. That's why they're out there, and we know that. The other thing I want to talk about is what the captain said about speed. We do know speeds are up in town. We do that, and we do know that, and we track it very carefully every day. I will also say that, and the commissioners know this as well, where I don't think there's any mystery here that our motor vehicle stops have slowed because of the viral threat environment that we're in right now. We're trying to minimize contact as much as possible. What has increased has been the tickets. So if we're stopping a car for speeding or some other motor vehicle infraction, you're more likely to receive a summons, right? And that's just the nature of the environment that we're in right now. You need to pay attention to that. That's a very important point. So yes, we do like to be educational. We don't like to be punitive, but we're in a very unique circumstance right now, very unique situation. We haven't found ourselves in since the last 102 years. If you're being stopped, that officer is having to get out and stop you because you're going too fast. You're going very fast, and it's likely that you're going to receive a summons. So yes, our motor vehicle stops have decreased now. There's no mystery there. I report that every month. The police commissioner, if you're dialing into those meetings, you'll see. But what has increased tremendously has been the summonses, tickets, right? Tickets. So that's just the nature of the environment that we're in right now. So you just need to be mindful of that. So here's what we need you to do, right? Voluntary compliance with law. Just slow down. That's all. Slow down. I can do the math for you, and I can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're not going to really get to where you need to be any faster if you speed. All right, it isn't going to work for you. All right, it's physics. It's all physics. You're not going to get there any faster. If you need to get to a certain place at a certain time, leave 15 minutes early. That's all.
That's easy.
Thank you.
So the building, so it's still closed to the public right now, but that doesn't mean that you can't come to the parking lot, and our dispatchers will monitor the parking lot with our cameras. Or if you give a call to Wolfeboro Central Dispatch at 569-1444, we'll get an officer out there to talk with you. So don't be afraid to come in. We're still open. We're 24/7. We will get an officer out there to speak with you for any complaints or concerns that you do have. You need to speak with an officer at that time. So with dispatch, nothing new in dispatch right now. No hiring, no new dispatchers. They're fully operating the same as they did before, just with the walk-ins. They're just taking it through the phone call instead of a face-to-face. So nothing much change has been since the previous months in dispatch moving forward. So with the graduation with the Kingswood, I don't know exactly what has gone out from the principal. I know he did send a letter, and he was planning on sending a letter out. So I know the graduation is planned for June 13 up at the Castle in the Clouds. I do know June 12th and 13th, they are planning to do a little ceremony here through vehicles, and so the seniors can actually walk up on a stage. They do have a plan, so social distance is there. There's no communication, there's no hands, there's no interactions, kind of, but the families can actually have that moment and photos taken, which I think is great. There is going to be a parade, a very large parade, moving through the town. I don't have all the details on that yet, but we're still working on that to finalize that. So when that does come out, we'll definitely get it on our Facebook page and help with the school system. So check with the school system, check our Facebook page, and we'll get more on that. But you will see a lot of cars going through during their graduation. I just don't have the full details moving forward. I'm actually going to be working with that today, this afternoon. But another thing, always our Facebook page that's out there. So we have as most people do know, there's an instant messenger with Facebook. It's a private messenger. Just remember with our Facebook page, it's not monitored every minute of every hour of the day. So just be mindful of that. If you need to get something out, yeah, it's a great way to send a message that if you just want a response in a private, wonderful. But if you need something immediately, if you have an animal out there or a concern, call Wolfeboro Central Dispatch immediately. Numbers there, 569-1444, and speak with an officer. That's the best way you'll get something out to your area or out to your house or an answer to your question.
Do not use our Facebook page to report crimes or to request the immediate assistance of a police officer. That is not very bright. Don't do that.
Yeah.
All right, that isn't going to work well for you. It's not going to have a good outcome. Okay, so if you need police assistance, or you're curious about something, you want to ask a question, call Central Dispatch. Okay, and that's why the numbers are there. You're talking to a real live person. Okay, but don't use our Facebook page and send an instant messenger because you want to report a crime. That's not what it's designed to do. Okay, and if you do that, you're going to have a very poor outcome. So don't do that. Call us instead. And then we're 24/7. And we're what the captain said is correct. And this is going to sound a little funny coming from a chief of police, but remember, we live in what I consider central northern New Hampshire. Okay, and as you get north of Concord, which for all intents and purposes is really an hour south of us, when you start getting north of Concord, the police departments become very rural. Right? Not all police departments in the state of New Hampshire are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The Wolfeboro Police Department is. We have our own dispatch center. They work for me. We have police officers that are always in this building or are always out on the road, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So if you call us, you're going to speak to a real live dispatcher or police officer. If you need immediate help, police officer is en route right away. Okay, and that's one of the nice things about Wolfeboro, the town of Wolfeboro and the Wolfeboro Police Department, that we have our own dispatch center. We have police officers that are working 24 hours a day around the clock. We are one of the few police departments in Carroll County that are actually 24/7. All right, there's not very many. All right, so call us. Don't send us a Facebook message. Do not send us an email because you want to report a crime. You'll get a bad outcome. Okay, eventually it'll get answered, but it may not be answered in a timely fashion. So call us. I can't emphasize that enough. Thank you.
So yeah, to go on with that, Facebook is a great tool, but it's also a tool. It's a tool for us to get communication out, and that's why we use it. Granted, we'll answer some questions that you do have, but it's a great tool for us to get communication out, and we do that pretty routinely. We do have some other venues of social media that we've expanded. Sergeant Sparrow has done an excellent job with it, with Instagram, and we also have a Twitter account. So add those to your followings and keep us, we'll keep getting the communication out to you guys with anything new that we do have within our department. But other than that, that's all I got, Chief.
That's all I have. Thank you very much for joining us for Coffee and Connections with the Chief. I hope you join us next month, and we'll be in July at that point. We'll be talking about all the important stuff. Oh, one thing I did fail to mention, and now that I remember it, because of the COVID-19 threat, we have canceled a number of summer activities, and that's truly unfortunate. But it's done to keep everybody safe. So along with a lot of the Parks and Rec programs that have been either postponed or canceled, we also canceled the 4th of July activities. That's both the parade, the morning parade, and the fireworks. So we'll do that hopefully again next year, as long as the viral threat isn't in existence, and hopefully it will be diminished by that point in time, and safe enough where we can hold these activities. But right now, it's just simply, there's no way that we can safely hold these events and not create a situation for the virus to initiate a pandemic or a mini outbreak in this portion of the Lakes region. That's essentially why it was born. So it's unfortunate, but that's the situation we find ourselves in. So thank you for joining us for Coffee and Connections with the Chief. Hopefully you'll join us next month. And stay tuned for your safety tip of the month. Hi, how are you? I'm Chief Dean Rondo, Wolfeboro Police Department. Welcome back to Coffee and Connections with the Chief, and this is your safety tip of the month. So we're now into the summer, and the children are going to be out of school on or about the 5 June. So you're going to have a lot of bicyclists out there, and we just need to be mindful of them. They need space on the road. You know, we need to share the road with them. So just be careful of that. And be mindful that the children will be out of school and be out playing and walking and riding their bicycles and so forth and so on. The other thing I want to bring special attention to are motorcycles. There will be motorcycles, lots of motorcycles will be out the road. You've probably already seen them. And they really are going to be everywhere. So just be careful, be mindful of the motorcyclists, and give them some goodly distance on the road. They don't have the same handling characteristics as regular motor vehicles, so give them some wide berth and let them enjoy themselves out on the road and just give them the opportunity to maneuver and be safe. Thank you very much for joining me with Coffee and Connections with the Chief, and I'll see you again next month. Bye-bye.